Hello, my beautiful people.
Welcome back to another episode full of lies, manipulation, and gaslighting at the hands of the administration. You won't be disappointed with this one, I can promise you that. We will be exploring the American Rescue Plan Act. They gave the village of Dalton $3 million, a grant meant to be spent specifically on the people. From here on out, it will be known as the ARPA grant. You see, this money came with huge problems for the trustees. That's what happens when someone has ill intentions, aka the mayor.
Okay, moving forward. Next, we got discussion regarding the usage of the $1.5 million grant received from the American Rescue Act Plan Fund for COVID relief. Okay, I knew that we received the money about 2 weeks ago. And my structure for the funds, and I asked everybody to give their input of what they feel we should do with the money. Just let me make sure everybody understand this, is it has to be COVID related. It can't be for anything but COVID related type of situations. So let me elaborate. I structure something so that we can give grants to the small business district and also give grants to the residents of Dalton. What I need from the Board of Trustees is how do you guys want to go about it and how much money do you want to give each person? So we can do different things. We can do $2,500 per resident or $5,000 per resident, but understand it to be a limited cap on what we can do. So for the resident, my thing was we paid their water bills. And the reason why I stated that was because, of course, it comes full circle. It was a way for the village to make money as well. So they benefit by paying their bill, A, and then B, the money comes back into our general fund. So I just thought it was a great idea. So you guys let me know how you feel about that. And then the other way that I thought of using the money was to, of course, help the business district. So, of course, you guys know a lot of them was shut down due to COVID, and you have to prove that you was unemployed or your business was out of business in order to get the funds. That's one of the restrictions that's on the requirements. So I was thinking that we could have gave the business district $5,000, and then you have to put a limited number on it, cap it. This is 1.5 million. We didn't get all of the funds yet. The other 1.5 comes next year around the same time. So they broke it up into spells. Excuse me. So my thing is, what would everyone like to do? And then something else too, at one of the meetings I had outdoors, the residents asked me to fix their concrete, which is not their sidewalks, but their driveways. I was asking them, what ways would you want us to spend the money? So they said a flooded basement. And my whole thing was to help the seniors, right? The seniors, due to the fact that they can't afford to get windows or a roof. And that's the issue they normally have in the winter. So when the winter comes, it's always cold, or I'm always taking heaters or making sure that people got things they need. So my thing to the Board of Trustees is, what would you guys like to do with the funds? And what do you think about the suggestions that I made? So the floor is open. Any trustee?
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead, trustee.
So I just have a quick question, because I do think that some of the ideas of giving back would be great. But you said, and when you first started off, you said it had to be COVID related. So do we have something like in black and white that show what falls under COVID related items?
We do.
I mean, that's why I'm asking. So if we have like a guideline of what falls under it, then I would be more able to say what I think we should have.
It's in your package. It's right here. I'm looking at it now. It's right here. A memorandum from Jimmy Vasali, and it breaks down everything of how the money can be used. That's all the information from. This is a state guidelines right here.
Okay, so hold on, because I'll pull it up while I'm speaking to you. The only reason I'm saying that is because you went from concrete to giving out money to the residents to paying the water bills. And I'm almost sure I did read some of these things. So when you started talking about the water bill, like, would that actually fall under the COVID?
Yeah. If you go to page 1, it's on the first page on number 4. It says right there, make necessary investment in water, sewer, right here, infrastructure. It's right here on the page.
Infrastructure, not a water bill.
No, it do investments in water. You can pay water bills. I already ran that through.
And that would be okay for us to receive money and then we receive proceeds of the money?
Correct.
Okay.
They let you
I just
pay
want
the
to,
water
I
bill.
just want to be clear. That's why I'm asking, because I want to be clear.
No, that's fine, but that's why I'm making
All
a
right.
suggestion. So I'm asking, what are you guys for? What do you guys want to do? Like, what are you guys' opinion of it? Like, do anybody got any suggestions of how y'all want to use the money? Oh,
Can I be recognized?
okay, hold on one second. Let me go to clerk first and then I'll come back. Go ahead, clerk.
So the presentation I made tonight regarding the electronic system for the FOIA capturing is an item that can be funded under this act. So I request that the cost of that system be paid under this act.
Okay.
And I mentioned that in the presentation.
Okay, so did the attorney say that it can? Because I don't know that.
I haven't spoken to the attorney, but I will because
okay, they gotta research that. Okay, I just want to make sure before we say yes. Other than that, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Guys, they're fine with it, but yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, the presenter who was here tonight, he did offer a website that you can go on and see how it ties into this particular item. But, you know, I will pull it up and I'll send it to the attorneys.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Steve? Go ahead.
I know that that's a touchy subject. That's hard to ask that question at 10 o'clock at night when we've been on here since 6:30. Because I know I'm not thinking clearly right now as far, because I might think of something tomorrow. I might think of something the day after tomorrow. So we have to keep this conversation open because I can't really think of nothing like right now. What else I want to spend it on? So I don't want it to be if I don't say nothing, we don't say nothing. And be like, when we move forward, I asked the trustees, what did y'all want? Y'all didn't say nothing. But it's late. It's been a long day. So if we can keep this open, and I know I may come up with something tomorrow when I'm clear, a little well rested. And I can give my input then. But I can right now it's 10 o'clock at night. I can't think of what else I want to spend it on.
Okay, well, I'm fine with that, but you guys have had these packages since Thursday. So you had plenty of time to like write notes, think about what you want to do. So we had answers to all the questions. But I'm fine with anybody that don't have a response to respond later or call me. And then we could go over it. But I would love to put something together for the residents sooner than later. So just brainstorm. Anybody else?
Mayor, if I can.
Sure, Trustee House.
Two things. One area I think that documenting things down out or writing it out helps us to get a better picture of it as it relates to the funding, because I think there are a lot of good ideas. My particular area of interest is, I think you mentioned some infrastructure that can be done. I think there are several areas that get significant flooding that have not been able to be attended to. So that will be my particular interest. But when we give the breakout of it, I think seeing it in writing will kind of help everybody, and just knowing that the initial draft is a draft. So hopefully that whomever would come up with the draft would not be bothered that there are going to be some adjustments to it. But I think a lot of things can be fit in there, but my particular interest is in the infrastructure and the flooding and the sewerage, assuming that does fit under the COVID relief. And then also want to make note that we did have in the presentation earlier, there was a mention of using this funds to support that as well. So I think it's going to be really critical how much we're really looking at carving out. So I think getting it down there right and getting some rough ideas out there would help us to kind of move forward.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. All right. Then that's it for that. If trustees, please, if y'all could respond this week so I can have a plan for this.
You heard what they talked about as it relates to the ARPA grant and how it would be distributed. Everyone was present, and as they did state, it was 3 hours into a Zoom meeting. The trustees stating they were tired was likely. But they do get into an in-depth conversation about the ARPA grant. They plan it out. They have the CPA on the meeting and they break it down.
Rescue Act Plan Fund for COVID-19 relief. So in your package, I also sent the email out regarding the usage for this money. I know I asked you guys at the last meetings, what would you like to see done with the money? So I made a plan for us what we should do with the money. So I need your opinion so we can start getting structure to this and we can start voting on how we're going to dish the money out. Some of the things in here, I think a lot of you guys would agree with. One that I'm actually really proud of is that we able to get the water meters, meaning the digital water meters in the household. So I allocated, I think it was 500,000 for that. That's on the last page. And then I allocated 700,000 for the public use and economic impact, and that goes to the business district and the residents. So we able to fix people homes, we able to pay people water bills, which I told you guys in the past that if we pay their water bills, we benefit as well, because now when we get the money back in, we can give the money to the city of Chicago and help our water money budget that we have for them. And then for the business district, you have to show that you lost income or was closed down due to COVID. So I would love to give them some relief as well. So once they prove that, that's why I need the Board of Trustees to help write the law as it relates to how we want to dish it out. Now, I did advise the attorneys to start on this. So once we have our next CAL meeting, you guys can amend, adjust. If you guys have any ideas, please join in at this time. Oh, and then we put money to the side for COVID testing, because as you know, people come in and out of our village hall, and I want to make sure that the staff aid is covered. So when they come in, they're doing a weekly test, just like it is anywhere else. Per the governor and the president, you have to do weekly tests if you're not vaccinated. So that's another plan. So any input from you guys? Oh, wait, one more thing, my bad. If you read the second page in the middle, it says the services that the village could also pay for is the village clerk software, which was $6,500. The mold remediation, which was for the firehouse. We don't have a price on that yet. The paving of the police department parking lot, which was $56,000. And the ESO software for the fire department, which was $10,000. And security cameras for Village Hall, which is $30,000. So I put a bunch of different options in here. I don't know if any of you read it as of yet, as what we can use with the money. So I'll take any questions, any ideas, so we can make this work.
May we recognize?
The next clip will be from a special board meeting on December 8th, 2021. It was approximately 42 minutes long, and for brevity purposes, I only left the most important parts in the video. Let's get to it.
Thank you.
Next, we have the use, we on letter E, the usage of the 1.5 million grant received by the American Rescue Act plan for the COVID-19 relief. Okay, so the reason why I put this on the agenda is strictly to create a program to give funds back to the residents. Basically, the way that I've broken it down is as follows. And if you guys got input on to change anything, by all means, please do that. I know I spoke about this in previous meetings, saying to add, change, or create, however you guys want to release the funds. So as it relates to businesses affected by COVID, we wanted to give them up to $5,000 for small businesses with a loss of revenue during COVID and normal revenue less than $250,000. So that total came to $456,000, $223. For the residents, I was at $500,000 for the Dawn residents. Just the breakdown for what's going on. And then for residents affected by COVID to pay for home improvements, $250,000. So that would give up to $2,000 to residents with negative economic impact from COVID to do windows, roofs, things of that nature for their homes, or flooding. Now, grants to residents affected by COVID to pay water bills, that was $250,000. So the grants would be up to $1,500 to pay water bills to residents affected by COVID. That's the breakdown that I have for residents. So by voting on moving forward with this, we have to come up with the information inside of how we will give the money to people. Will you give it to seniors? Will you, what do you want to do? I'm trying to give structure to a breakdown of how we want to break the $1.5 million down. And right now that would be considered the structure. So Do anybody got any comments? Well, can I do the motion first and then we can do discussion, then everybody can tell me what they want to do?
I just have one thing. With the business part, I disagree. Even though I know it was a loan, I'm sure they all applied for the PPP, even though it's a loan, and I know some are being forgiven, not sure as to what. But I definitely would have a replacement for that portion. I just need to get a total amount. I have spoken to Ron Smith about the infrastructure of sewer repair, lining, and cleaning in the areas that we have the most issues with flooding with. So I did speak to him about that. He told me, some good ideas to use it for that. And then I do have areas for that we are having. We have had issues and we continue to have flooding issues in those areas.
Okay, so you don't want to give the businesses any money out of this 1.5? Is that what you're stating, or no?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I think we still should give them money, because I don't know if you guys know, but we're getting infrastructure money coming down the pipeline. So I just think you should do something. And if you're going to do that, then switch the money to water meters for the business, the digital water meters that we're applying for now. So it's different ways to do it, but we do have infrastructure money coming. So I just don't want everything to be on top of each other, but we can actually alleviate some of their pain by giving it strictly to a business that have been closed down due to COVID. And I'm only stating that because I can speak from experience of when your business shut down and everything goes under, then where's your relief? I get it, what you're saying, but not everyone got that. What is it? Is it PPE? I'll be messing the letters about PPP. PPP money. Not everyone got it. So I don't want to sit here and not give people that did not get any money, any type of relief. So I think you should probably reconsider that and go after the mom and pop stores, because mom and pop stores are always pushed to the side and never helped. Now, I'm not saying help like a Walmart, a Target, a Menards, nothing like that.
We don't have that here, so.
Well, we got Menards, we got Food for Less. I'm not saying the big box office places. I'm saying let's truly just help the little people, the little mom and pop stores that barely is making it. So I just think you should reconsider if you would.
Said 5,000 for each.
Yeah, that's what the $456,000 came out to.
Do you know how many businesses Sorry. How many did you say, Mary, was? I
think it was 246 businesses in town. From when I know I had village administrator, she did the numbers for me. It was 200. Village administrator, was it? It was 246, right? For the businesses in town, was it 246? Was that the number?
Yes, and that's up to 5,000. So everyone wouldn't get 5,000. It would be up to, and they have to apply. I don't know if you want me to share the screen or not.
On the breakdown, is it the breakdown that I'm reading?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Ontario, can you give me the ability to share the screen?
You're all set.
So just for the record, so everyone knows, so me and the village administrator was working on the breakdown and how things would go. And it kicked me out again. Okay, I'm back on now.
Good to see you, Mayor.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. We did a breakdown of how the funds will be utilized. So I'll let her speak more to it. That way y'all can get a better understanding of what's what, and then y'all can change, add, delete, whatever you see fit. Okay, village administrator, the floor is yours. That's this. If the
I had to leave that, y'all.
That's this.
If there's more than the 250,000, let's just say we have more people than 250,000 requesting money, what happens? Do we exhaust it and we say no? Because that's going to help.
Yes, you say no, because a grant is just like we get any other grant. And once it's exhausted, it's exhausted. We can't go in our general fund and give it to them. It's only with the grant proceeds. So once you hit that cap, that's it. So we announce it. It's on a first come, first serve basis. Whoever come in, give us the application or whatever, how we're going to do it, then that's who gets the funds. Once you hit the cap of the 250,000, that grant is depleted. It's gone. It's over with. Now on to the next grant.
Got you. Okay. Well, how will we work it out? Huh? Wait. And the reason why I'm asking is because when I say I want to I'm with everything on here. I just want it to be prioritized. So I'm not against anything in particular on here, but I was just wondering if, let's just say we had $280,000 worth of people that wanted to pay the water bills. I would say, well, let's go forward with that 280, and that's $30,000 less that will go towards the business, if that makes sense.
Also, you want to move the money from the business?
No. No, I'm not stating that, Mayor. What I'm stating is, I was just wondering if there's my issue is just priority. So as long as everything is taken care of on here, and if there's money left for the businesses, I'm fine. But I just wanted to state that the residents are the major priority. We love the businesses, but I think that the residents are the priority. And then, of course, if we have something left, we give it to the businesses.
So can I have a motion? So let me make sure. Go back to this. Can I have a motion to approve the uses of the 1.5 million grant received by the American Rescue Act plan for COVID relief? Can I have a motion to approve what we just discussed? Okay, who was that?
Trustee Steve.
Okay, Trustee Steve, is there a second?
I'd second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Call the roll, Clerk Key.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Sorry.
You're muffled, Belcher.
Aye.
But I think I heard aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay, Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Trustee House. I believe someone said House left.
Yeah,
He's gone. He's left.
Okay, do anybody know what time he left?
I don't. I couldn't see.
I'll just record it at 12:58.
Okay, or go back and look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so next on the agenda.
The next time we hear the board talk about ARPA money, is on January 18th, 2022. They have a COW meeting. COW stands for Committee of the Whole, for the record. It is at this point things seem to be more clear. Let's hear what they decide to do.
Meeting. So we're going to go straight into the agenda. First order of business is discussion regarding the distribution of the 1.5 million grant received from the American Rescue Act Plan Fund for COVID-19 relief. I put this on the agenda again because we did speak about it. We spoke about it several times as a board, and I just wanted to update everybody that we're going to move forward with giving funds out to residents. So I just wanted to announce to the residents that the board and I have agreed to give funds to residents for water billing, and then also to pay for water meters, the digital water meters, and also the business district. That was the reason for putting it back on the agenda. We spoke about it in maybe 4 or 5 different meetings. I just want to make an announcement, nothing major. Do anybody have any discussion or any questions?
Mayor, I do. I thought we were going to move forward with the sewer to do the cleaning, lining, and repair. We did not get the vote for that.
Okay, we did. Remember, I broke tie because 3 wanted to go for the business district. And then I broke tie. I said that the business should get the money. So that's where we were with that one. But I just was announcing it so people know that get ready for the grant money. Any more?
So this one, Mayor, I just want to be correct for the record. So the funds are going to the resident, the business, and what was the third?
The water, to buy the water meters. The digital water meters.
Got it.
Oh, and then wait, I'm missing one. And then the repairs, it's on here. Where is it? The roof and the windows. Roof and windows for residents.
Repair of the roof.
So that's all it was. It was just an update. And if anybody had any more questions or concerns, any more discussion?
I do. May I have a question?
Sure,
in terms of the application process, whether it be and then any document verification, will those requirements be sent out prior to any distribution of funds?
Well, yes, we're going to start working on all that now this week. My plan is to have this all go out before February so that people can start applying to the village. So right now, my administration is working on a plan so it can be executed. So that's why I'm announcing it, because we all voted on this already. We all agreed to how the money should be allocated, how we just gonna get structure. And I just wanted the residents to know and hear from me that the money is going to come down the pipeline. Y'all should be receiving checks, hopefully, within the next 30 days, 30, 60 days. And then I ain't gonna say checks because some of y'all water bill gotta get paid. So I would say, but you will see some relief from some bills or maybe a window or a roof, things of that nature, as long as you qualify. So we're working on that now.
One question, Mayor. I thought with the windows and roof that we were actually going to allocate that money. Are we giving the checks to them and then let them do the repairs, or how are we doing that?
No. So basically what we will end up doing with that, the plan is to have 3 to 5 different people bid on it. Then they will do the roofs or they will do the windows for the resident. No one would get a check as it relates to a resident, as it relates to the roofs or the windows, because we want them to fix their homes. We don't want them to go spending on a new cars, new weave. We don't want that. So that's how it would be.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think Tiffany really gives away her mentality when she says things like that. To assume people would get new cars or weaves. Tiffany, just because that's what you would do, doesn't mean the rest would, but it's nothing new. Tiffany thinks very little of the residents.
Next is the second round of ARPA funds. Should be here in the first week of June. We are scheduled to do flooding as relates to flooded basements and driveways. And then also, if you guys pay attention to our website, please sign up so that you can be a part of this program. Next, the window and roof program. We had a lot of people apply. We are currently going through the list, and this is for our grant program for our veterans and our seniors. You guys apply for either roof or window replacement. We have people going out, checking your roof or windows to make sure that you do qualify. Some people have applied and they don't qualify for a window or a roof. So that's why we're doing a checks and balance as it relates to that. This will start once we finish our checks and balance. You will see us then remodeling the seniors and veterans homes. And as it relates to our business district, we are still giving the business district, meaning a small business that makes under $250,000, $5,000 grants. So business districts still apply. The list is still open for you to apply for that.
Later on in the same meeting, May 16th, 2022.
Yes, we're going to move on. Next on the agenda is update on ARPA funds. Trustee Norwood.
Oh yeah, Mayor, I just put this on agenda because again, for the sake of transparency, I know that in regards to the ARPA funds and the $1.5 million, as a board, we voted to move forward and create a program for windows and roofs, business grants, and new digital water meters. I know you were supposed to bring back a plan for the application process. Instead, you started taking applications without the board approval, and now we really don't know what's going on. We have residents asking us, is the deadline ended? When are they starting to accept the applications? And all of these good, very good questions. But I'm wondering, are there any reports on this? I know we don't have any paperwork. So I guess I'm wondering who's overseeing the application process. And I want to know, where do we stand in regards to the $1.5 million? I know you stated to me that you all haven't made any distributions, but how do we get the process back on track? To how we started when we first made the general approval of saying, hey, we'll approve to move forward in terms of the expending, but we were still waiting for you to bring back to us the plan in regards to who's accepting the application, who's eligible, all these good questions. So I was just wondering if you can update us on the process.
So, Trustee, you and I spoke, and that's what I mean about grandstanding at board meetings. Me and Trustee Nora spoke about ARPA funds. Any questions that she did have, I did answer for her. She still wanted to put it on the agenda, I guess, to do exactly this. Residents all know about the process as relates to applying here at the Village of Dalton. If you wanted to get a free roof or free windows, we sent people out, meaning contractors, and they went out to people's homes, which they're still doing currently. I told you this, and I told you we had almost 400 people that applied for this grant. And right now they're doing a checks and balance to make sure that people do qualify for a roof or free windows. Right now, some people, and I think I stated this in the beginning of my report, some people are, and they don't even qualify for it. One second. Some people are applying and they don't qualify, such as they don't need a new roof, or say they have a window, but they're getting some seepage as it relates to air, and they just need a sealant around it. So little things like that where it don't cost us any money. I then also told you we have not spent a dime of any of the ARPA funds. The funds are still in the bank account. So anything else that you're asking from me, I'm not understanding, because we did have a actual board meeting where every board member attended. Everybody gave their opinion as it relates to how the funds be spent and what you guys wanted to spend it on. I know the Board of Trustees did not want to help the business district. Of course, I had a problem with that, and I said the business district is the root of the community. They the one staying through the pandemic. They the one made it through COVID. You got to give them some type of funds to alleviate some of their pain. So what we did was give them $5,000 for any small business in our community, which we haven't gave any funds, but that's how it's worded now. So everyone is applying. And the business district, that is still open. The application process is still open for anybody that's a small business in our community that makes under $250,000. You can't apply for this grant here in Dalton. So that's your update as relates to the money.
Okay, so thank you, Mayor, for your update. Just a few things. One, you stated that we spoke. Of course, we spoke, Mayor, and that's when I just stated to you that I know you said that we haven't dispersed any money. So I just reiterated that part. And then in regards to the questions that's asked, a resident just stood up in public comment and asked you how to apply and if the registration was open. So that answers the question there. No, all the residents don't know. They aren't aware. I wouldn't have a reason to make up residents calling me, asking me about the process and what we're doing in regards to the process. I don't know if it's just myself. I don't know if any of the other trustees received the information, but I haven't. I don't know about when the process started. It was to my knowledge that we were approving the funds. We were giving you permission to say, hey, yes, we did approve the business spending. We approved the spending in itself, but what we didn't go over is who qualifies. What's the process to apply? Who's overseeing these applications? These are questions that were never answered, and I don't know why you have an issue with me just asking them. I mean, the residents want to know also, so I just figured this would be the perfect time to ask, because I know you probably have those answers.
Number one, I don't have an issue with you asking. We spoke over the phone, but you want to do it here in the open. The same questions you asked in here, we spoke over the phone as it relates to ARPA funds. That is my first statement. Secondly, obviously, I don't know if you live in Dalton or not, but you must not be getting the mail, because I sent out advertisement as it relates to a magazine from the mayor's office, and it says about the ARPA funds, how to apply for the grants in the village of Dalton. So that is me being transparent. So when you guys keep trying to put a spin on not being transparent, and that was paid with my money, Tiffany funds, not the village funds, and I sent that out to the entire body, meaning the entire community. So everyone knows about the grant process, because we get calls left or right. Hey, Mayor, how do I apply? Mayor, what can I do? And also it is online. So it is out there, and it's been out there, and I speak of it in every mayor's report at the board meetings. So anything else so we can move on? I think I answered all your questions as relates to ARPA.
May I be recognized?
Yes, go ahead.
So just for clarity, because you started off saying all of the residents know. So I'm just going to say, as a board member, I think we should have been entitled to the information directly to us, instead of just assuming that we was going to get it through a piece of mail from you. But my question is, you said almost 400 people applied. So what is, because you just stated when you started that the second round is coming in June. So when will the first round be dispersed? How many people are going to be eligible? How will we know that as the board? Because we should be able to track that and maintain it, because it's still funds that we have to know about, since we're not being privy to know this information. Nobody is grandstanding about anything. It's just checks and balances, like you said, checks and balances. We need to understand how much money went out, who's getting this money, who was eligible for it and not eligible. Then you said they're out there checking it. Who's out there checking it? We don't know the vendors. We don't know anything. And none of this is coming from the board. So when you keep talking about transparency, and no, nobody wants to come up here and sit and argue or any of that. We just want to do what we were elected to do. And that's be transparent to the community, be accountable for the funds that's being spent, and do our job appropriately. So it's just, I'm really sad that you get here and you like, y'all grandstanding, y'all doing that. No, we're asking questions because obviously you nor the department heads are giving us the answer. Well, I'm not even going to say the department heads, your village administrator and attorney, because I also asked Attorney Vaselli, why isn't our village attorney here? That is Shantae Raines, that hasn't been here in meetings, that we just want to know what's going on. And you're not giving us that option.
Okay, I did give you the option, but let me check. Hey, Siri, was Kiana Belcher at the meeting we had when we talked about the ARPA funds? Oh, okay.
I absolutely was.
You was, right. Okay. So that's transparency. That is us telling you what's going on. You was in the same meeting that I was in. So everyone up here knows what's going on as relates to the funds here in the Village of Dalton. So all the back and forth and all the grandstanding in the show is none but a show. So we're going to move on. Everybody got it out there.
No,
Mary, is she a liar? Answer the question.
Not
That's what you asked Siri.
We asked Siri. That's the show. Who's the vendors? Is there RFP process? We're not making this up. We're not coming up here just do this just to pull us out of nowhere. We're not making this up. It's not being transparent. It's not. I found out about it. But the application process, all that, I got to find out through a mailer. As I'm a trustee that I got to vote on. We're not making. Yeah, we're not. But we didn't get the process as far as how you gonna roll it out. We're not making this up, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what she says, we're not just doing this. The key word now is grandstanding. She loves to say that. We're not grandstanding. We're just asking critical questions that the village administrator don't answer. No department here would barely answer us because they're scared of their jobs. That's reality. So she's going to say everything I just said is not true. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling out of nowhere. Just be transparent. There's no transparency. It's reckless right now. There's no transparency, no checks and balances. It's not. I'm not lying just for that. I'm not making this up. I'm not just saying this. That's reality.
All right. Thank you. Any other comments or can move on?
Are you going to answer the question, Mayor, in regards to when the fund being dispersed?
I already answered them, and I just told you we haven't spent any money.
Right now, are we going to spend it?
Well, we're not spending it if people still going to do a checks and balance as it relates to who's qualified and who doesn't. If people don't need windows or people don't need roofs, why would we spend the money? Once they are done with the checks and balance, then yes, you guys will have a report as it relates to who qualified, who didn't qualify, and where we are.
So we will be notified before you disperse money. I guess that's the big question that we're all just trying to figure out. Will we be notified?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's the question.
All right, moving on. Next one on the agenda is
amazing to me that Tiffany expected this to be private. Her comment about this being out in the open really bothers me. Why wouldn't it be in the open? It can only lead one to believe that there is something to be hidden. Something she is keeping from the public eye. Regardless, Tiffany clearly stated the board would know before. The money is going to be dispersed. Let's see if that's what happened.
But you have the total amount of donations.
it could cover what I have.
Well, you just stated, Mayor, that it's a community event.
It is.
What Trustee Steve just spoke on too was a community event that has not been paid for several months, and directed by Janice Johnson. She was instructed to not pay anything that the trustees vendors put on the warrant list. And then I find it hard to say that you sit here and say this, and you was on Facebook and everywhere else giving out $5,000 checks to businesses that don't even reflect on.
Wait a minute. Tiffany was doing what?
On Facebook and everywhere else giving out $5,000 checks to businesses that don't even reflect on.
Oh, okay. Got it. Carry on, Miss Belcher.
Checks to businesses that don't even reflect on the warrant list. So we want to start talking about the accuracy of the warrant list. We should start with everything.
Okay, so let's get that cleared up. Trustee.
because you're going to be in trouble for defamation of character. So let's get that clear. Let's get the facts as it relates to the money here at the Village of Dalton. As it relates to ARPA funds, you guys know about it. Y'all can see it through Viewpoint. It's $5,000 through ARPA funds, which is grant money that I can give to the business district. So stop playing with the business district that y'all did not want to give a dime to. They booted and rooted in the community. They've been here during COVID, and we should always look out for the business community as well as the residents. As it relates to what's going on here, because you guys deflects a lot. That's the issue. And resident, I'm trying to bring you back to the facts. The facts is we're talking about this one list right here.
Tiffany cleared up a whole bunch of nothing.
As for the warrant list, it's on there after the money has already been spent. But okay, tiff. Later on.
That's what you want. And when I came in, I hit the ground running. I came in and I made sure I tried to clean up the best way I can. In my first year, 1 year, just imagine what I'm gonna do in 3 years. Imagine what I'm gonna do in 6 years. Come on now. This is what they're afraid of. So when it comes to parties and comes to youth, that is my heart, especially the babies. Y'all know I have a 3-year-old. I keep saying that. The same things that I want for her, I want for the community, for people and their kids. Because when I grew up in Dalton was majority white. When we came to Dalton, my friends were Susan and Heather that lived on both sides. We had green carpet and wallpaper in my house. I'm booted and rooted here. I keep telling people what it is and why I go so hard for this community, because I literally watch it go from majority white to majority black. And when it went that way, I saw the shift and the change in the resources of why we came to Dalton. My parents to this day still live here. My brother, my sister, my entire family lives in this community. So I wouldn't dare let anybody take something from me that I earned. I earned where I'm sitting now, and I plan to stay here, guys. So get ready for the ride.
Many of you already know who Dr. Nikita is. She is working with the Clean House 2025 team as their public relations specialist. Around this time, June 2022, Dr. Nikita quit working with Tiffany. She had many reasons why she quit. But out of the many things Dr. Nikita described, this part stood out to me.
As the administration. Now, let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, you know, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. Ever. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails. Oh, you talking about the senior grant? So, so this senior grant program is actually supposed to be a grant program for all residents if you look at the board meeting that was said. Well, she said, I need them seniors. I'm giving them to the seniors and the veterans. Why? Because y'all vote. I don't know. I ended up quitting because I saw so much shaky stuff during that program. I couldn't take it no more. Now, let me tell you something else. I'm going to tell you what you think of the seniors if you looked at the budget. She got $200,000 allocated for a second chance program. But she got $200 set aside for the seniors. Yeah, so that's what she think. One idea, she didn't give you a whole $200. That's what she really think about the seniors. You know why? Because she can abuse the township money. You know, the mixed and mingling, because half of her staff is over working on payroll at the township. Just being honest, if we're just being honest. I was never a W-2 employee over the township because I was advised by somebody else, and I'm gonna leave them out of there, move, run, it's illegal. And you'll be surprised who told me that. Now, I tried to bring the mayor and the trustees together. I've had a conversation with House, had a short conversation with Kiana. I sat down and had dinner with Tammy and Brittany and the mayor. They told her how they felt, I'll tell you that much. But she left that meeting and said, I will give you all the warrant lists. They hugged, we had a drink, we were friends. At least that's what I thought. Well, after that, she turned around and told me, do not give them shit. This is politics, not my, excuse my French, but I gotta tell you how she told me. She said, this is politics. You ain't giving them nothing, this is war. I said, all right, you made a liar out of me. I'm done, right? That was the last 2 weeks. Now we're in the last 2 weeks.
$20,000 on fireworks unapproved by the board of administration. Last month, we asked how much was donations. I still have not received how much we got. Not to mention the $8,000 we paid last month for the fireworks. Playing on the ARPA funds, over 408 people applied and less than 25% of the money has been allocated out. Where's the rest of this money? As you can see, next to the mayor is our prosecuting attorney. Where is our corporate counsel? No clue. We have several upcoming lawsuits, and these are things that are drawing concerns to the Board of Trustees. $7,000 to $10,000 a month on events, bingo, parties, backyard, front yard, whatever you want to call it, and then an increase of a $50,000 credit card that's been $18,000 to $27,000 over the last 4 months, and we still can't get the credit card statement. If it doesn't draw concern to the residents, I don't know what to say. But as a resident and a trustee elected to make sure that I'm not a rubber stamp for anyone, but making sure that I'm doing what's the best interest for the village. Kiana Belcher.
What was said. All right. And as it relates to the ARPA funds, I have a statement as well for that. ARPA funds have not been spent. Not a dime of the money has been spent out of the village of Dalton. So when people get up here and they keep saying facts, state the facts, come with the facts. Don't just throw things up in the air for people to hear and listen, but you don't have no facts to back up what you're saying. But I'm here today to set the record straight on the things that this Board of Trustees keep putting out to the public that is so untrue. And I wish that the public would do the same as relates to any of them calling you, coming by your home, telling you things that we're doing that we're not doing. Fact check yourself before you start to believe the lies, because when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. And that's what this Board of Trustees have done. And it's said that we are at this point because majority of them ran on my ticket. And when they ran on my ticket, they got their seat. It was to follow the mayor's vision. And now that I am in the seat, people have their own hidden agenda, own hidden alternative to basically do what they are doing now. When they sat in this seat, as one of the trustees stated, they sat in it for 5 years, Trustee House, and he did nothing when it related to the previous mayor and all the shenanigans he was pulling on business owners and other people in the community. No one took a stance, no one said anything, or nor did Trustee Steves. Both of them men that's here attacking me, a woman that made history and earned my seat and won by 82% of the vote. So that clear as day tells you that the community wanted change, and that change is Tiffany Henyard. So I will wish my board would stop with all the mess and get on board with their mayor and actually work with me to better Dalton, because I've been doing nothing but what's best for the people. Now they talk about
let us remember that Tiffany said she did not spend a dime, did not spend any of the ARPA money. But you will soon find out that that is in fact a lie. Tiffany clearly cannot remember her lies anymore. Slowly, her empire of fuckery is starting to distract and go up in flames.
Can I be recognized? Go ahead. First off, for clarity and transparency, when you keep saying that everything you got, we got, Keith Freeman just went in his office and sent this to us when we just said something about it at, what time is it? 7 something, 8 o'clock at night. We did not have the corporate, credit card bills. We have not had the credit card bills since March when we got it. The finance director sits here every meeting and says absolutely nothing. I don't understand why we have to wait till Sunday to Monday, 2 hours before the meeting to get stuff that you want us to vote on. Then you sat here and said none of the ARPA money has been sent, so don't be going there telling lies. Page 16, $32,477.90 for windows and roof. Don't sit here and tell me I'm not seeing stuff that's in black and white. So it offends me, like last time, when you sit here and lie blatantly about stuff saying that it haven't been paid out and we haven't did it and we haven't read it. You don't check your emails or you don't respond back, but that doesn't mean that nobody else does that. So all these—
Let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, you know, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. Ever. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails.
Else does that. So all these outrageous spending, the credit card bill was increased to $50,000. We had a $25,000 limit. They requested a $50,000 limit. We don't get the bill. The only way we see that it's coming out is on auto pay. That's how we seeing how much is being spent. So we have no idea what they swiping that card with. And here she goes say, I don't have the card. I don't care who have it. If we're here to make sure that we're supposed to check and balance, then hold us accountable and make sure we get it. We can't do it if we don't have it in front of us. It's not fair to us. So for him to go in there and send us something that you want us to vote on right now, it's unfair. It's not fair.
And
okay, so
I want to say something.
Hold on, trustee. So let's clear a couple things up that you just stated. If he did just do that, then I would recommend him for, if he just sent you an email. Obviously, you don't see me with a phone checking emails right now. I would pray he didn't do that. And
but
that
he
did have what you had, but you making that statement. So we'll clear that up or deal with that later if that is the case. Secondly, you get everything that I get in your email. We all are CC'd, like I said before. And as it relates to any ARPA money, we have not spent a dime. I stand on that. And as you see it on your warrant list, either y'all want me to tell y'all about it or you do not. We haven't cut any checks for any other contractors.
How you gonna say you ain't cut checks and you on Facebook giving out $5,000 checks?
That's for the business district. We talking about the money. Hold on. We talking about for the roof and windows.
I said ARPA money.
Hold on. You out of order, trustee. Let me finish.
This woman is the spawn of the dark one below. She is so comfortable spewing lies to the point of confusion, gaslighting and assuming these residents are morons. It was only a few minutes ago, but let's hear Tiffany say it one more time.
And as it relates to the ARPA funds, I have a statement as well for that. ARPA funds have not been spent. Not a dime of the money has been spent out of the village of Dalton. So when people get up—
Right. Tiffany did not spend a dime of the ARPA money. Not a dime. Liar. I simply do not comprehend her actions.
Let me finish. As it relates to any contractor for roofs or windows, we have not paid any contractor out, but yet instead community is getting the service. So those people are funding their own projects and they're waiting to get paid. And just for the record, so we're clear about how the laws work, you guys do not approve the ARPA money. So stop. You guys are responsible for residents' money, not grant money. So you guys don't even have to approve the ARPA money because it's given to us through a grant. You guys are responsible. Hold on, trustee. You guys are responsible for taxpayer dollars that we get through that way, but not through grant money. And I have been nothing but transparent when it comes to anything we're doing in our community for it. And as you just said, I'm on Facebook doing the will of the people, right? You see what I'm doing. So it's nothing hidden. You see when I give someone $5,000 as it relates to a business grant. If you are a small business and you live in the village of Dalton, or your business is in the village of Dalton, I'd rather say, you are entitled to $5,000 just to get you through this next pandemic. So I just wanted people to know that we hear your concerns. And when I created these type of things to make sure you are in the loop for grant money, I made sure I included the business district, which this board of trustees did not want to give the business district a dime. I am a small business, and I don't like when people sit here and not include the small business district. We are what makes communities thrive, and we are what makes everybody keep moving. So that's number one. Number two, as it relates to the seniors and veterans for the windows and grant program, you guys need that.
I know that I've grew up in this town for over 35 years. You have not had anybody, let alone any politician, give money back to the community for home beautification. So my job was to create something when I was in office, which is give you money to fix up your home. If we can write you tickets, I can help make sure we go out and advocate for funds to give back to the community. So again, back to the facts. I just stated everything, cleared it up on what you were saying.
It's not clear because that's not true.
It is clear.
It's not.
Okay,
That's your side.
look, trustee, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, but I'm gonna clear up what you're saying for the record. So we on one
I said
accord.
ARPA funds, so
Hold on,
you didn't
trustee.
clear up the record.
I did.
You just twisted it the way you wanted to
I don't
twist
have
it.
to
And
twist
at the end
anything.
of the day, us 6 people up here are the ones that vote on all of the money. So when she keeps saying I did this and I did that and I gave, she haven't did anything. It's voted on through that. The only thing she doing is doing what she want to do. When we take something off and we say we don't pay it, and she go and pay it on her own anyway with taxpayers' money. So let's get it straight. When we start talking about what we doing and what we not doing, we're not sitting up here not to give anybody something, but it's checks and balances and processes to do everything. And you're not exempt. Just like we couldn't have a meeting in here because we couldn't get in. She act like this her house, this Fort Knox. It's not fair to us.
Trustee, for the record, y'all could get in any building. So let's clear that up. So if you wanted to truly get in the building, stop holding meetings on Saturdays at 9 a.m.
It was
when the
one
people
on
not
6
here.
o'clock
Hold
and
on,
we still
trustee.
didn't get in.
Trustee. Now, I need you to just be on mute for a minute so I can get my words out because you don't have the floor. Y'all talk about Robert Rules of Order. Follow them, please, respectfully. Follow them. So now, back to what I'm saying. When I sit here and come up with ideas for the village, it's at the head, the leader. The leader dictates what goes on as it relates to her vision. When you ran on my ticket, you followed my vision, right? So when you... So now when we get the seat, which you have, and you're welcome, when you get the seat, now you don't want to follow my vision because you have your own hidden agenda. And that is the problem. Hold on.
That's the problem.
Hold on, trustee. Trustee, you out of order, trustee. And that's the problem. You don't want to follow Robert Rules of Order. You don't listen, trustee.
I'm not going to sit here and just agree with
trustee,
everything
you
that
out of order. That's the problem. And this is what the issue is, residents. I wish her seat was up. So now you can go to the polls and vote. Because now
that's what you're trying to do.
Oh, don't worry about it. We definitely gonna get to that. We don't let the people truly choose. Because you put one person on there, put all y'all up on there, and let them pick.
Just like
so
you
anyway, let's move on because me and you will go back and forth. Go ahead, finance director. Please speak. Thank you.
Listening to these meetings can get infuriating at times. The way she turns and twists and gaslights is nothing short of insanity.
He was an employee. So our concern is how the taxpayers' dollars are being spent. Anytime it comes in regards to financing, you say, well, we don't need the board for ARPA spending. It's not true. That's why we voted. That's why we voted as a board on the ARPA spending. And we're concerned because we haven't heard anything. We see Facebook checks online, which you posted them saying you distributed them, but we're just asking, okay, where are they going? We see a whole bunch of charges on here for removal of the windows and all of these things. And that's why we're wondering. We figured that you must have already started distributing the ARPA money, but even the business grants is still considered ARPA money. So again, we're asking for transparency. No argument. We're just saying, hey, can you all provide us with the information that we need so that we can do our job? That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. So if everybody just pay attention while we up here, by the time it gets to you, Trustee Norwood, you're repeating everything everybody just said. So now it's like we're discussing it all over again when we already answered and responded to everything.
Where's the statements?
Trustee, you out of order. You gonna let me get my statement out? See, I was quiet while you was talking.
Okay, go ahead, Mayor.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell us
that you guys voted on ARPA funds because we did have a board meeting where we talked about how we was going to spend the ARPA money for the residents for the things that I created. And yes, I did. I came up with the idea to give it to the residents for the windows and the roofs in the business district. We had a long conversation about that. So when y'all keep saying I did it on my own as it relates to not your input was taken. And then as I move forward, you guys was not helping with anything. You don't come to anything. Y'all don't participate in anything that I have. Anything I try to do for community, you don't do. You guys don't participate. So here we are, but we're going to move forward. Can you please call the roll, Clerk Key?
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Trustee.
Are we going to get the credit card statement just for the record?
Okay, we moving on. Go ahead.
I guess it's a no. Credit card statement.
So I am calling the roll to approve corporate bills with the exception.
The crazy thing is that all of these clips are only ramping up. I had to play everything in order this way. When there's a break, one may not recall accurately. And the way Tiffany lies in the next clips, it is blatant and without any regard to others. Perhaps no regard to herself either. Please pay close attention as it all leads to one very, very explosive moment. I think it was a pivotal moment for the residents, too. A turning moment.
Nobody want to end or add the senior roofs, windows, Belcher, nobody? Trustees? Nothing? Okay, so y'all remember this when y'all see it?
That's a shame.
It is a shame.
That's a shame.
So residents, when you calling, if you're watching now, I know we be at your house, at your doors. You see what just happened. They are the ones that's holding up your roof and your windows. So it will not get completed this year because they refuse to pay the contractors to complete it. And to the contractors, thank you so much for just still working with us and staying strong. If you do have those windows, please put it in those houses and then we will figure out how to pay you later. But I thank you for staying strong with our village as we move forward.
One of the biggest lies I have ever heard from Tiffany. It's coming up now. It blew my mind. It's insanity driving kind of behavior. Watch and listen. I can genuinely say Ed Steve caught the brunt of her wrath. Check these next two clips out.
2 years ago, because now it's election time, no one said anything as related to anything that was going on. We was just getting things done, and now today it's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because they don't benefit from it. Matter of fact, Trustee Ed Steve just asked me to do his work. So if I'm not including y'all, then it's a whole problem. So I just want y'all to understand that that's what it made up. I didn't make that up. I didn't make that up. Trust me, I didn't make that up. So if it's not beneficial to them, then it cannot go for you. So that is my issue when it comes to that. Then ask yourself this. When they talk about control and America do whatever she want and this, that is not true. Anybody that follows budgets and things, put the roof and window program back in there so we can continue to give them what they need.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Hold on,
Go ahead, Trustee.
I gotta clear something now. I asked for a roof. This is what, you know, we want to talk, we want to communicate. She called me at 10:30 one evening, which was, I appreciate the call. We had a good conversation. I asked her about my alley. Both alleys on 142nd side and 144th side has been done. My alley hasn't been done. So I asked her, can I get my alley done? And then I asked for the list of alleys, how you picking the alleys. Remember when she was a trustee, she said, I'm calling myself the tree lady because I want a list of the trees. How you cutting these trees, man? How you cutting these trees? How are you doing these alleys? There's no transparency at all. And so to say I want a roof, come on, that's just crazy. But it's just, I asked for my alley and that's where we're at. But it's not, it's, of course, people are tired of the back and forth argument, but we're asking for the transparency of the taxpayers' money. That's what we elected to do. It's not about control. It's not about the control. If that's the case about the control, the judge wouldn't rule in our favor to keep you off the account.
Now the dramatics begin. The real stuff explodes to the surface. Why? Because Tiffany just had to lie and push and push and push and lie some more. Even Keith Freeman saying Ed Steve didn't know anything about the grant. That, all was good until now, has all been well to you? If you pay close attention, you'll see that the residents were very confused and misinformed. Tiffany attacked Steve every opportunity she had. Why? Because his seat was up first. There's justice in the USA, though.
Who gonna defend us? Thank God we have relationships and people still rocking with me even though you're not paying them. You have to pay them, Board of Trustees. You have to. Another thing that you guys messing with, I talked about public relations. We need people to protect the village. Just like when you guys watch the news and every community has a spokesperson they hire. Someone has to speak when things happen in our community. It's not always the mayor's office. It's not always the police department or the fire department. It's normally a spokesperson that they hire that keep us in a positive light. You need that. You guys took that out. And then how dare you guys take away what the residents want as it relates to the grant, keyword grant money that I went and got for us, that we use to give back to the people for free, windows and roofs, that everybody called my office complaining about because now they can do without. It's cold outside. One lady called in tears because she cannot have windows. She is a senior on a fixed income. How dare y'all? Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. That was your mom, your auntie, or a senior that lived in your community. You will want us to give the same resources that we're offering, but you stopping the money. Why? Because you didn't get a roof, Trustee Holmes? I'm not Holmes, I'm sorry. Trustee Steve, because we didn't give you a roof, you got a problem? It's like you don't want to vote now? Come on now. You guys ask me for things, and because I won't bend or give you what you want, you make the people pay for it. The people are the ones suffering. You're not hurting me. You hurting the residents, you hurting the community. That's who crying out. And hopefully y'all getting the same cries and the same complaints that I'm getting, but it's you guys that's doing it. Then y'all run around town and lie about it's the mayor. Y'all clear as they see, residents, who is holding up progress. I'm still moving. I'm still shaking trees. I'm still getting what's needed for our community. And they still stopping progress. Another thing.
They're stopping progress. After 8 years as a trustee, you'd think Tiffany knows better, or she knows, just does not care. And to sit there so comfortably, lying, with no shame in sight. Watch Steve's reaction, it's a genuine reaction. In part 2 though, when I see the trustees fighting for the people, it gives me so much faith that justice is imminent. Watch as Tiffany lies so blatantly, as if she forgets everything she said, and it was only a month prior. All I have shown you to this point was leading to this major part 2 video. Pay attention. It is a huge blowout and Tiffany and company, well, they get exposed, big time. It's a shit show.
You do not want to miss any of it.